Hello, literature lovers. Today, as you can see, I'm discussing the Scholar Gipsy. It's 1853 published poem by Matthew Arnold, based on 17th century Oxford story found in Joseph Glaville's The Vanity of Dogmatism. It has often been called one of the best and the most popular Arnold's poems and is also familiar to music lovers through Ralph Williams Scholar's work and Oxford Elegy, which sells lines from this poem and from its companion piece, that is Thyrsis. Talking about it is in English language by Matthew Arnold. Talking about the genre, it is an elegy and it is topographical poem, and gypsies, band of gypsies is measured here, mentioned clearly about the band of gypsies, and beautiful presentation. In fact, in 1929, Margerio Hope argued that the identity of this mysterious figure was the Flemish alchemist Francis. So there are theories based on it, and peculiarities are there, and you can see how great this work is. In fact, it was written just immediately after Saurabh and Rustam, and in fact in 1857 letter to his brother Tom referred to their friendship with Theodore and the poet Arthur. So you can see there is references related to it, and Matthew Arnold himself is so popular with his works, and we are aware of his greatness. And all the references are there with Thyrsis, and you can coincide with this Thyrsis and also the Saurabh and Rustam. It's great work. I'm just showing the summary and just trying to portray how this work is being characterized, and so many qualities are being discussed with it, and it was praised very warmly. In fact, according to F.R. Lewis, yeah, this work is actually offered in a charm of relaxation, a holiday from serious aims and exacting business. And what the Scholar Gypsy really symbolizes is Victorian poetry. So you can see how it is praised in such a great, and F.R. Lewis finds it really relaxing and it is really warming. So if you get a chance, read it. It's really good. You will definitely love it. Great authors all over the world praised it, and it is very famous in that context. And in fact, Arnold wrote that the Scholar Gypsy was meant to fix the remembrance of those delightful wanderings of ours in Cumnor Hills before they were quite effaced. So Arnold revisited these scenes many years later in his elegy for Arthur Clock in the work Thyrsis, which is a companion piece, and some would say, we can say it's a sequel to Scholar Gypsy. So that is how they are so interrelated, that it is said that Thyrsis was a sequel of Scholar Gypsy. Not talking about it in detail, it was related after some. It was said that he discovered and recognized the two former Oxford associates who learned from him that the gypsies were living, they had a traditional kind of learning among them and could wonders. So it is discussed about them. So how these gypsies used to, and there is also a modern context to it that nowadays most of the people are scholar gypsies and they travel throughout the world and by learning so many things, as we know that most of the scholars, teach in different universities and meet different people, try to inculcate and research their material with others. So that's what is scrapped here, and most of us are aware it is very popular work, and by Arnold it's very famous, and it is in pastoral mode, so invoking a shepherd, and so it is popular in that context, and it's important to get access to this one. And wordings are great, countryside and Oxfordshire countryside is used, Berkshire, all the glimpses of the beautiful places is mentioned here, and there are details written, you can read it clearly how they are talking about that 19th century in different references throughout it. And this is about the source, which I have already discussed, and you can talk about in detail. Sometimes, if you find short answers or some MCQs, you will definitely able to face them. This is the theme, and the feeling of loss is there, which is quite familiar of because of the tension in the modern life, and we are much aware of this one, how this works, especially the lines waiting for the spark from heaven to fall, and claims to once seen him himself. He entertains a doubt as to Scholar Gipsy is still being alive after 2 centuries, sorry, but then shakes off the thought. But shakes off the thought he cannot have died. They are beautiful references, and you can read the text and you will find it how great the references are. I'm sure you will really love it. It's a very popular work and needed to be analyzed in different aspects. And some of my personal favorite too, like a famous line, free from the sick fatigue, the languid doubt, which much to have tried in much been baffled brings. The whole work is filled with another beautiful text. This disease of modern life, with its sick hurry, its divided arms. Imploring the scholar gypsy avoid all the who suffer from it, and in case he should be infected and die. Arnold ends with an extended simile of a Tyrian merchant seaman who flees from the eruption of Greek competitors to seek a new world. So all these great references are presented here. I'm sure you must have got the idea of it. It's really heart touching. Thanks for being part of it. Thank you.